Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
All right, back in the studio with Tyler Diesel and Vin Bleasel. Let's put them up. How are we feeling tonight?
If I were any more delirious over this quarantine, you can call me Skitty Murphy.
Skitty Raw. Everybody's still just quarantined. What can you say about it? Everyone's losing their freaking minds.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys need a little something funny to get your mind off of things. And
gotta
that's
get
where
some
we
laughs
come in.
in so you don't completely lose it.
It's quarantine. I'm happy we're here. It's
Got
nice.
something to
It's
do.
nice we're able to record the episode
Yes.
and put something out this week. I mean, when it comes to the quarantine, there's just the shit everywhere. It's all over the place. It's all that you see. It's all that you talk about. I want to try and steer clear from it while talking about it directly at the same time.
Indirectly, directly talking about
First thing I want to start with, I mean, last week, Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon posted a tweet that included a hashtag that struck a chord with everyone, and it's trending. Hashtag, I knew I had cabin fever when.
Oh, yes.
And there's just floods of these. But here's a handful I thought you might be into, courtesy of HuffPost, Men's XP, and RuinMyWeek.com. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hashtag, I knew I had cabin fever when I started naming all the cushions on my sofa with different days of the week so I don't wear just one of them out.
Right. You have to like keep
that
changing
feeling?
pillows and cushions so you don't just like stay in one square on the couch.
You know, blow one square of the couch out
Yeah.
from your fat ass, and then like
Rub one square raw.
one pillow from your greasy hair because you haven't taken a shower in 3.5 weeks.
Gotta spread it around. I knew I had cabin fever when I watched the entire season of The West Wing on Netflix, but watched it through my neighbor's living room window.
Just peeping outside.
We all enjoyed it.
We all enjoyed it.
Peeping
was
Ted.
Watching it through
wonderful.
the neighbor's living room window.
I like how it was the West Wing to like bring it back like a good oldie.
I mean, it's not like you had a choice of what was on.
Yeah, I guess
It's
we're,
whatever the neighbors were watching and they chose West Wing. I'm like,
guess we're
we
going
got into it.
Season 8. All right, here we go.
You do what you have to during these times.
Yeah.
I knew I had cabin fever when I started a bar crawl by putting beers in every room of the house.
Jealous. That sounds like such a fun idea.
Just crawling around the house a little bit. Hashtag, I knew I had cabin fever when I made a new daily schedule. It went as follows. 7 a.m. breakfast, 7:15 dessert breakfast, 8:30 panic snack while watching some news, 9:45 chocolate, 11:30 snack while standing and staring, 12:30 lunch with small dessert, 2 p.m. post-nap luncheon, and it goes on from there.
Oh, just like the endless snacking. It's like how many times in trips do you make to the refrigerator before you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here anymore. Like,
There's nothing to fucking go buy at the grocery store, yet everyone's still gaining weight.
Everything's gone. We're all out of everything. How is this possible?
whatever all the leftover shit you had in your fridge from before.
I knew I had cabin fever when my family decided to make photo collages with all of our cleaning products. Hashtag, I knew I had cabin fever when we held a funeral service for the last empty roll of toilet paper.
Oh, right.
That's a
There's
sad
probably
day.
a lot of that going on.
Yeah, that's a
Run.
real sad
I
day.
did a video of it and everything. It was pretty funny.
Well, of course.
Did they bury the roll?
Yeah.
Right out back.
Yeah.
I knew I had cabin fever when I said I'll start my diet tomorrow, and it actually came true. It is true. I've had the time to where it's like, all right, time to go hit the gym. I actually have time to do it. I'm like gonna go take advantage of this. And the gym's closed.
You can't go to the gym.
Can't go to the fucking gym.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody's made up their own weird home workouts with whatever you may have around.
It's really starting to sound a whole
I
lot
just
like
pick up the baby and do like squats, and the dog and just do lifts and like whatever you
Yeah.
have. It's like, come here, gotta use something.
This is really starting to sound a whole lot and feel like basic training in the military.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just stripped to everything. At least we have the news.
Just got the basic stuff.
At least we got the news. Like, we didn't even have contact to the news in the basic. So you
sucks.
really have no idea what's going on.
That sucks.
So, like,
in some ways it's good.
We got that
I was
going.
going to say it may not be awful
Yeah,
in some
ignorance
ways.
is bliss in some ways, but in other
sure.
ways it isn't. Hashtag I knew I had cabin fever when the only reason I washed my hair and put on makeup was to make a TikTok, and I'm 36.
just start a
I
TikTok
have
account
seen
to make your first
so
post.
many adults like lately just be like, damn it, I got TikTok, follow me, whatever. And I'm like, fuck this quarantine. Shit.
I knew I had cabin fever when I no longer knew if I was wearing my daytime pajamas or nighttime pajamas.
Because now there's definitely a such thing as daytime pajamas.
The good ones. You wear the good ones.
Yeah,
during
you
the
definitely wear
day.
your nice ones in case you gotta like go see a neighbor or
Yeah,
something.
and your
but,
comforts
yeah.
at night.
I knew I had cabin fever when I comment on how close the characters are standing to each other in movies and on TV shows, despite them being fictional and filmed ages ago.
It's at 6 feet.
How many feet do you think they're part of?
Social distancing, asshole.
She's totally
All
gonna
those
catch
like
that.
reality shows that were like 6 months ago, and it's like, what? Nobody is paying attention, or following the rules.
I knew I had cabin fever when I arranged my daughter's stuffed animals in order of who I'd like to be friends with first.
Oh, I could find myself being guilty of this in just another day or two. Like I'm almost there.
You're almost a day
I'm like
away.
so close to being there.
Unicorn number 1, obviously.
Hashtag I knew I had cabin fever when I finished Netflix.
You just finish it. I've watched every single thing.
I
on
completed Netflix.
Netflix. Can no longer Netflix and chill anymore. That's all I've done.
I knew I had cabin fever when I fired my dog for being a lazy coworker, then rehired him because I needed someone to talk to at the water cooler.
Fired. You're hired. You're fired. You're out of here. You're out.
Rehire. Need someone to chat with. Give me your face.
Hashtag I knew I had cabin fever when I ordered day of the week panties, so I know what day it is. But I've gone rogue wearing Saturday on Wednesday.
It's actually a good idea to like keep track of these days because you can certainly get lost if like everyone's checking their underwear. I'm like, fuck, it's Wednesday? Damn. I would have had no idea otherwise.
Hashtag I knew I had cabin fever when the cat was so tired of me, he went into the spare bedroom and closed the door behind him.
Outta here,
Leave me
man.
the fuck alone.
Do you have a job or something?
You've
Like,
annoyed the cat.
Yeah, that might be our lives too.
yeah.
I knew I had cabin fever when I got excited about taking out the trash.
It is a fun outing. Like, get out and see the sun for a second. I mean,
I can relate to that. Like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take the
Ooh,
trash
something
for sure.
fun to do,
Be
like-
yeah. Walk outside,
a
Chores?
task.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm into
Okay.
it. Come back inside and clean it again.
Do we have any more trash I could take out? You need anything to throw out? Recycle bin? We definitely could do the recycle bin.
Any more trash?
Are all of our trash empty?
Last call for
Should you
trash.
check the bathroom? I can check the bathroom just in case there's more trash.
Do you want to blow your nose? Do you need to like make
I'll do
some
it.
more trash real
I'll throw it
fast?
in the trash.
You're meaning to work on that junk drawer. I knew I had cabin fever when I ate all of the emergency snacks and began to take the labels off of our canned goods for surprise dinners.
Oh, God.
Ooh. We're gonna have this one and this one.
I bet a lot of
and
people ran out of
that
their
one.
emergency snacks. Like,
We got 6 cans.
First
Days
week.
ago.
No
Oh, yeah.
decisions. Just shake it up, call it dinner.
oh, that's a ballsy move. That's a ballsy one. It's fun. It does sound fun, though. I mean, I'm kind of interested.
Hashtag I knew I had cabin fever when I started writing heartfelt responses to all the weird coronavirus marketing emails from big name brands.
Oh, my God. All of the emails from, like, any company
Every
you've
sing-
ever been
Everything
to in
I've
your
ever
life.
thought about in my life, I'm getting emails from these
Yeah, they're
companies.
sending emails back like, thank you for your message.
Thanks for
Very
your-
much appreciate you reaching out to me for the 17th time.
They're reaching right back out to you like we're bored as hell too. Like
Yeah,
we're
we got nothing to do.
like,
I might as well reply
I'm
all.
working from home, doing this voluntarily. My name's Ted. What's up?
If
Anybody,
you just want to talk, we're here if you want to email me again.
I knew I had cabin fever when I drove to the mailbox because I missed my car.
It is weird to drive. I had to go like get a prescription. I was just
You're
like,
I've been in the
man,
car in days.
do I remember how to drive? Good thing there's 0 people on the road.
Last one. Hashtag, I knew I had cabin fever when I dropped my wife off at her physical therapy and realized I'd rather sit in the car in an empty parking lot for an hour than drive 5 minutes home and wait for her to call.
I'm just gonna hang out. It's cool. I'll hang out.
I just need a minute.
Be at home a little longer or sit in this empty parking lot by myself.
I'm going to
Parking
enjoy the
lot,
emptiness.
I'm taking a
Quiet
nap. Night,
emptiness.
Parking lot.
Sounds great. I'll be home after the parking lot.
Yeah, so everybody's stuck at home and everyone is running out of shit to watch.
Yeah, if you finish Netflix like those other people,
No.
I mean, it's like, I get it.
No one has shit to watch. I mean, people think that they could recommend stuff to watch. We're pretty good at that. It's been high demand for more reviews and
And recs,
recommendations
yeah.
for things to watch. And, you know, our Crunchtastic R&D department, they went out to see what they could try and find and give us a little base layer of
Sure.
groundwork. And here's what they came back with.
Let's fist the list.
Ooh, we got a good list to fist.
We haven't fisted a list in quite a while.
It's been a while.
Lister, McFister.
I have a listicus worthy of the fisticus. AM New York. This was a sad effort. Shows and films to binge while in COVID-19 quarantine. I mean, they break it down by where you could find it. Like in Hulu, they have Super 8, Unbroken, Drake and Josh, The X-Files,
Bringing back some Drake and Josh.
When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, wow.
Devs is on here, which is good.
Yep.
I can back that up. Devs,
pretty good.
Devs is solid. Like, I mean, you know, worthy of checking out for sure. But I mean, Futurama, and then they've on Netflix. The first thing they have on there is Jeopardy. Like, get caught up on your Jeopardy.
Really?
It's on every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shawshank Redemption.
I could maybe be into Jeopardy.
Who
I'm not
hasn't
gonna lie.
seen
Everyone
Shawshank?
needs to see Shawshank for the 500th time. The Other Guys, The Spy, The Dark Knight. Just,
This is the list?
I don't like what I see here, you guys.
I mean, they're all good, but it's like, is that what everyone's rewatching right now?
I don't like what I see here.
There's new stuff that's
There's
way
some
better.
news.
There's
stuff.
so many good
All
new
the shit that
things.
is supposed to be in the theaters right now, you could rent.
Yeah.
Stream.
And we are going to help you thin the herd and prioritize what you need to see.
Yeah, right.
Starting with Bad Boys for Life. Tyler, what'd you think about?
Reggie's back,
Boys.
everybody.
You were so excited about Reggie.
He
coming.
was. We were watching. He was like, Reggie's back.
Your
It was
fir-
nice just to have
First
the Bad
impression
Boys
of
again.
Bad Boys for Life. Reggie's back.
It was one of the best scenes from the first one.
Liked it.
I was
On
into Bad
top
Boys.
of
It was
lots-
good seeing.
Enough about Reggie.
It was
Enough
good
about Reggie.
seeing Will Smith and Martin Lawrence back. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love them as a duo. I thought it was fun.
Yep.
Lots of, I mean, actually good action.
Yeah.
Jerry Bruckheimer
It was
is
more-
amazing at the action.
More of the same at the right time. I thought it was like, oh, yes. Dun, 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 dun. Getting pumped. And then there would be like, so there's parts that I just loved, and then there are parts that I like.
The
just
ending was
hated.
like
the ending
the last
drove me
20
15
fucking
minutes
nuts.
was like, what? Like,
We won't do the ultimate spoiler alert here. We're telling you to go watch this movie,
Yeah.
but
it was just
it's
unnecessary.
the big twist at the end was so unnecessary. It was already like good.
Gave you everything
like,
that you
exactly.
wanted
Wrap
from-
it up and tie a bow on it. Call it a trilogy, and like they had to go and do that.
And do some
They had to go and do that.
totally unredeem
I
yourself.
liked all the other characters and the other people that they worked with, like all the surprise people.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it 77% on the
Really?
tomato meter. Audience score of 96%.
Bad
Holy
Boys
crap.
for Life?
I mean,
Give it a solid 71.
when it comes to the fans of Bad Boys, they ride together and they die together.
I mean, I get
They're
it.
all dead right now.
I don't know if I give it a 96%.
71 for me.
I gave it like it was somewhere in the 80s until the weird twist at the end.
Exactly, and that dropped it.
And that just
hard.
dropped it. Like I was Like, really?
That's a high score.
It's a pretty high score.
96? Yeah.
Fuck. Let's move on to The Invisible Man. Now, I saw the trailer for this so many times. When it came to The Invisible Man, I literally got out a notepad and pen to start writing down the jokes for this. Like, starting with just...
Is Kevin Bacon?
Kevin
in
Bacon
this
called and wants the sequel. Like,
Yeah, is this a direct sequel to Hollow Man? Or
like, did everyone just forget about Hollow Man 20 years ago? Pretend like that just didn't happen?
No, this was so good.
It was not Hollow Man.
No.
It was not Hollow Man. And like, I wanted to make fun of it. I wanted not to like it. And overall, it was good. That part in the restaurant with her sister, my jaw dropped.
Oh, I like gasped and
My jaw
like
dropped. I
covered
was
my
like-
face.
I
I was
was
just
like,
like, what?
Didn't see that coming, and that was cool. Like,
No,
whoa.
it had some big
I
surprises
was
where I
like,
just
damn.
was not expecting at all.
Parts of it was really well done. Elizabeth Moss, Aldous Hodge, that was
They were great.
We watched this movie pretty late at night, and I stayed awake through the whole thing. So that's
Oh yeah, we were definitely like eyes open.
There was some
focused.
movies that we've watched lately that I 10 minutes and
Has
I'm
not made it through.
not made it through. Tomatoes loved this thing. Just loved it. They said smart, well acted, and above all scary. The Invisible Man proves that sometimes the classic source material for a fresh reboot can be hiding in plain sight. 91% from critics, 88% audience score.
Yeah.
91% from critics?
That's huge.
Like, what?
I'd agree.
Let's move on to one that didn't fare out so well in the critics. But one we had some opinions about. Let's talk about The Hunt.
Oh man, I didn't know what to expect with The Hunt, and like I was like, this feels like a Hunger Games for adults type situation with a few other movies, and it just like started off like straight killings, like it is.
It was...
I didn't know who the main character
Yeah.
was in this movie.
Should have
for
been
like
called-
half
no
hour.
idea.
Should have been called The Cameo, because you see one person, you're like, oh yeah, Emma Roberts. She's the main person.
It's awesome.
Gone.
She's dead.
You're
Next.
like, oh yeah, he's the main dude. I like him. Oh, no, okay, all right. So we do have Betty
It did keep
Gilpin.
my interest at the same time. Like we didn't fall asleep through that one. Like we were just.
No, I love that movie. I was kind of
the
like
swank.
secretly really into that.
You were really into it.
Yeah, the kill.
See, there were parts of it that I really liked. The kill. there were parts that I were into. And like there was one part in particular. I mean,
Cigarettes in Arkansas only cost $6. You fucked up, bitch.
You fucked up, bitch.
that scene right there
Yeah.
just like changed everything for me. I was like, okay, Betty Gilpin. Okay, she's the main character. That's where this is going. And now I like her.
Yeah.
I'm now into the movie and I like her.
It seemed like a fun like video game turned into a movie. I
I
mean,
wish it would have kept more of that. That just did it for me. Loved that part so much. Had to pull that. 54% critic score, 66% audience score.
Man, that's low. Y'all
That's
don't.
shit.
Yeah, that's some shit compared to.
It's better than that.
It's way better than those numbers.
It's not a great movie. It's
no,
not. It's
but
not.
it's entertaining.
I mean,
I give it an 80 easy.
Invisible Man, 91, 88. That's not that good. And The Hunt, this is not that bad.
No, no.
Next, for a moment, I'd like to talk about Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I had such low expectations
I
for
haven't
this.
seen this one
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, this was a spin-off to a shitty movie.
Yeah, why would they do
Did
another
you like
one?
it?
Suicide Squad wasn't good, even though it had some cool parts.
It was like all right.
This was better than that. Ewan McGregor,
Love
big
him.
fan. I had Margot Robbie. Rosie
Love
Perez
her.
was in it.
Ooh,
Mary Elizabeth
Rosie
Winstead, who I
Perez.
like, and Ollie Wong.
Oh my god, that's a good cast.
It was,
cast.
and like I heard, I think some negative things about it. They changed the name like 3 times before it came out. I wanted to not like it, and I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it, but it was okay. Like I gave it like
You were entertained?
I was entertained. Yeah, like I was glad I watched it. It had some redeeming qualities,
Okay.
and like it had some good parts. Like yeah, I mean
I feel like there's a lot of Harley Quinn fans out
Is
there.
it action packed?
yeah.
Yeah, you know it is.
And it was well produced. If there wasn't a quarantine going on right now, I wouldn't recommend you put it atop your list, but you're running out of shit. Put it in your queue.
Put it in. Your quarantine queue. Get it going.
Let's move on to Jojo Rabbit.
That one was interesting.
Now, this is interesting. I thought this was going to be like a very dry, satirical, kind of like a Moonrise Kingdom. And it was that for like
The
parts.
first half.
In the trailer, that you only saw like from the first 15 minutes of the movie, I feel like, from every trailer that they made. It evolved and like took bits from here and there, turned into like a lot of things. But it was a really good movie. Gave you some feels, had a lot of funny. It was really well done. Yeah, I liked it. It was like
It was up for some Oscars.
It was
too, wasn't it?
and
So-
it turned out to be like anti-hate satire, like which is nice.
Yeah.
I was into that.
You could always
It
use
was-
some anti-hate right now.
Yeah. It was visually stunning. It looked really good.
Definitely. 80% from critics, 94% audience score.
Wow. High scores.
Yeah. Saw The Way Back. That was way depressing.
Which one was the way back?
Ben Affleck. That was like a trailer made it look like a basketball movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I know what you're talking
he's
about.
the
coach.
he's the basketball coach.
Yeah.
And it was like a
An
basketball
inspirational basketball story.
movie.
Mr. Carter,
It
too.
was not a basketball movie.
No.
No. Basketball is part of it, and he coaches in a lot of it. But that doesn't even happen till almost halfway through.
Is it
and-
more just about Ben Affleck and his life? Or?
Yes. And his problems and alcoholism, and it's slow and sad, a little depressing, but uplifting, well done, well acted, good movie.
I try not to get too depressing during
sure.
these times. People are already
Yeah.
Where's
yeah.
the comedies at?
Not my favorite to recommend, but it was good. 83% critics, 84% audience score.
That's high.
I've been waiting to talk about this. Oh, am I so excited to talk about this? The Gentleman. I didn't understand
I can't
why
wait
I'm not
to see
hearing
this.
about The Gentleman.
Never heard about it. Have no idea what
saw
it's about.
some
until
trailers,
today.
saw the cast.
I knew it had an awesome
A
cast.
Guy Ritchie movie with Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Henry Golding, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant. Just to start,
love 'em all.
oh my god, and it looked awesome. And then kind of came out. No one said a word. Everyone forgot about it. I didn't hear a thing. Good, bad. No one said anything about it. So
Did you like it?
Assumed it wasn't very good. It's my favorite movie I've seen in a while.
Your favorite
awesome.
movie you've seen? in a
I loved the shit out of
Wow.
this movie. I mean, if you're a fan of Guy Ritchie movies, you are a fan of The Gentleman.
I used to be.
If it wasn't for how much I loved Sherlock Holmes and what he did with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah.
I'd say that this was the best Guy Ritchie flick since Snatch.
That's
Man.
my
Bold statement.
favorite Guy
That
Ritchie
is a
movie.
bold statement.
Everybody's favorite Guy Ritchie
Yeah,
movie.
and that's I've given him a chance time after time after time again, but I never felt like he's done anything.
Well, he's made 20 movies, and 3 or 4 of them are really good.
The rest of them are like
really good.
Well, now I'm excited to see it.
It's awesome. The critics 74% and audience 84%. But I love the shit out of it. I thought it was so cool.
If you like it, I know I'm going to like it.
Hugh Grant played a non-Hugh Grant role.
no
Really?
way.
First of all, you haven't seen Hugh Grant in 35 years.
Where's he been?
Hugh Grant.
Some Bridget Jones' Diary.
He didn't even look like the same guy. You haven't seen Hugh Grant in so long.
Does he still have hair?
He still has hair, but it's not the 90s haircut anymore. It's
It's
crazy.
not.
Does he play the
poofy?
same
Mm-hmm.
romantic?
Hugh Grant always plays the
Cheeky
same
character,
role.
yeah.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't in this movie. Guy Ritchie pulls a character out of him, and he does well.
Ooh,
Yes,
I'm excited
it's good.
for this.
Well done. You'll like it. Strong
Oh,
recommendation.
now I'm so excited.
Tomorrow morning, it's going down.
Put the stamp of crunch on it. Another one here. Bloodshot.
What is Bloodshot?
Bloodshot. Vincent Diesel, there, Bleasel, with Isa Gonzalez, who is so hot it hurts. She is too pretty to be in movies. She's distracting.
Diesel Gonzalez.
My approach and attitude going into Bloodshot was, okay, let's fucking get this over with. Got it.
This is gonna be
We have a very talented Crunchtastic R&D department who floods us with these movies and these shows so we can watch.
You got to go
everything.
through them and
We
see
got-
what's interesting.
We got to
and
go
what's
through
not.
them. I was not excited for Bloodshot. Tomatoes. Not excited about Bloodshot. Critic score 30%.
Oh no!
Audience score 78%.
Wow, that's
I
a
loved
huge
it.
difference. What?
Loved it.
You
Just
loved it.
Couldn't wait to hate it. Again, like didn't have the pen and paper out like
Well,
I did
Rotten
The Invisible
Tomatoes
Man.
is different. It depends.
Ready
Like
to
their
make
list
jokes.
is very different. Their
Maybe
criteria.
I had such low expectations that it was good.
Just pleasantly surprised.
I was waiting for the point to turn it off. I was like waiting for the okay, I know that point will come where I'm just like can't take it anymore, and it never came. I was like, well,
Oh,
that's cool.
Bloodshot.
Like Vincent Diesel with a solid performance.
Is it action?
Action, very sci-fi, very action.
Okay. Vin Diesel always brings the action.
Now you've been assigned some as well. I want to hear what you've been watching.
So
Give me some good.
I mean, mine was like a
recommendations.
little bit different than your movie
Well,
list.
by design.
Well, we have a 3-year-old, so we've been watching a few other things in addition to some of these big ones. I mean, we'd watch The Hunt, and then we would turn on like Onward, and it would be like total switcheroo here. But I mean, very entertaining. You have kids. If you haven't seen it already, you have to. Good story, so great to watch.
This
I definitely
is the
can
new
watch
big
it.
thing. All the
is.
kids that are coming up are going to be watching Onward for their movie every single day for the
Definitely.
next 2 years.
The next Moana, Frozen,
Yeah.
it's onward. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, on that note, we watched Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that
Tell
was
me
good.
about some Sonic the
Well,
Hedgehog.
we
Haven't seen
watched
Jim
it
Carrey in a
also.
while.
Jim Carrey had been like 4 years since he's done a movie, so and we're always gonna watch anything Jim Carrey.
It feels like the same old Jim Carrey character. Like I feel like I've seen this character before.
He plays a villain, but it was fun because it's like we grew up with Sonic, and it felt like it brought back like the fun video game type action movie. Like it was fast and going, and there was a lot to it. So, I mean, it was definitely entertaining for sure. And then another one, again, total like Blair movie switch, but
Oh,
I had to
remember this
watch. I had to watch Little
suggestion.
Women. I had to.
You had to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Represent for the ladies, B.
well, of course, and it just had like the best cast. Anytime there's Meryl Streep, Laura Dern, I'm in. Saoirse,
Talent. Saoirse, Lady Bird.
Emma Watson. There was like I just loved them, and then just like we're watching and just hanging out, and then all of a sudden like the biggest surprise.
I'm not paying attention at all until this point.
No, Tyler was not as into Little Women as I was, but also I was like, this is the dad, and it's Bob Odenkirk.
Out of nowhere.
From Better Call Saul.
Just randomly Saul Goodman drops in.
Better call Bob. 'cause
I was
he's
like, is that who I think it is?
he's
Like,
the father to 17 little women.
no. So I was like, oh my God. And it was great. I mean, it definitely got beyond high scores for Rotten Tomatoes, and it's everything that you expect from a good Little Women
Even had a
movie.
little cameo from Jimmy McGill.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, this is totally different. Like, not I expected in the least bit. So I was like, wow. So those are some of the movies, but I know that once we talk about shows, I've been
It's
like
the
heavy into the
shows.
shows.
It's the
right
shows
now.
that everyone's heavy. That's the new shit. It's the new. Everyone wants to talk about the fresh flicks
What
and,
are
the
we
hot, and the hot
binging?
shows.
Yeah.
And so, like, let's move into
Can we? Because I
Some
definitely have a lot
shows.
more to talk about there.
first thing to talk about right off the bat. It's got to be Ozark. If you haven't started or finished Ozark, what's the matter with you?
Season 3
Good.
is out.
It is so fucking good.
We thought we were done with season 2 long ago, and we still had like 4 to go. So we've been catching up.
Oh, but it's so good. Jason
It's
Bateman
so
does
good.
such a good job, and Laura Linney blows me away. Like, she plays that character so well.
I got a little too cheeched while watching the first episode of 3 a little while back. And I'm sitting there and I'm staring at Laura Linney. And I realized she is the William Hurt of actresses.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what makes me say that.
Yeah. Please support your argument.
But it makes sense. I don't know. Just think about it, and if you look at like their it's something about the eyes and the way they act and the roles that they have. That's all I got.
Oh, God.
That's all I got. I can't explain it.
Feels
It's just how
right.
I feel.
It was just
no,
a thought.
I'm obsessed with
I
Ozark.
had to share.
It gives me like still like also that anxiety, like where
Yeah,
I'm just like, ooh,
it's
like
a lot of
sometimes I gotta get up
anxiety.
and I'm like, oh my god, like it just makes me realize I could just never be a criminal. like I just like couldn't handle this, like all these lies, and I'm just like, how do they just like keep going? And then like Laura Linney, something crazy will happen, and then she plays such a good like politician face where she just has
she's
like those
good.
cute dimples pop out, and she's just like back talking normal, and you're like, damn girl. You've been
How'd you
through a
just
fucking
kill
whirlwind,
somebody
and then she's
turn
just like,
around?
we're so excited to open up this casino, and you're just like, holy shit. What?
Because we just mentioned it, got to throw it out there. Halfway done. Better Call Saul.
Oh, so good.
On AMC and Netflix.
Everybody's also
It's so
like
good.
re-binging Breaking
And
Bad.
as you should.
Yeah, but
As
Better
you
Call
should.
Saul's like right with it, and I'm obsessed. I love how they've done the story.
This season has
I
been
love Bob
awesome.
Odenkirk.
It's been
It
awesome.
has been so
It's been
good.
awesome.
The
I'm
first
obsessed
couple
with
have
the
been
entire
real
cast.
setup seasons, but this one's got a lot of payoff in every
jam-packed.
episode.
It's got a lot of bite.
And Bob Odenkirk blows me away every episode.
He's
I want him to be my lawyer.
He's great. So I was running out of shit to see, and I watched a couple episodes of Dark Side of the Ring on the Vice channel.
What is that?
I saw the 2-part series on Chris Benoit. It is like the fucked up, crazy stories behind professional wrestling, which I have
interesting.
absolutely zero interest in.
Yeah, we've never been a big wrestling people.
Let me tell you how much I love wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
when I say none, I am exaggerating.
I do love Total Divas. I'm all about the women's
Blair
champions.
loves
It's
it
made
more
a
than you
big
do.
wave. It's popular. Like, a lot of people like it. I'm not trying to offend any wrestling fans out there because there's a bunch of them. But I'm just not. I've never been a huge fan. Some people grew up with it. Well, Chris Benoit was one of the biggest to do it, and it was like his 2-part crazy story
In the 90s,
about
2000s.
how he
yeah.
killed his son and his wife, and then hung himself all
my
like in the same
God,
weekend,
what?
and like it's crazy.
In the same weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's intense.
90 Day Fiance.
Oh,
The-
love
the,
it.
the new season
I-
of whatever it is before the 90 day, or I mean that's quality stuff.
It's just like a train wreck that I can't take my eyes off it like most of the time. Like, oh, and dealing with like relationships as like my professional work, and people like, oh, matchmaking, and it's like, oh god, I want to rip my hair out. I'm like, there's no way these are gonna be successful. Like, I just can't. But yeah, I have to just keep watching. So a few more shows that I've been into, which of course, like, there's some of these binge ones, and we're gonna get to like the obvious here in a second. But Love is Blind was on, and again, just kind of going off like relationships and craziness.
Everyone
There was like more memes about
saw some Love is Blind. If
Oh
you
my-
hadn't seen it, it's like one of those like
You'd, like,
you
everyone
need
had
be
to
on there
end
now.
up-
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it
I have
either.
no idea what
I
it
haven't seen
is.
an episode of it, but Blair explained the whole thing to me, and where I had zero interest of seeing it, after she explained it to me, I was like, okay, like I could see where you could get lost in that for a bit.
Yeah, like,
Under normal circumstances, I would
I have
never.
no idea what it's
I would
about.
never want to watch
What's
that.
it about, Blair?
I mean, it's like, I don't know how many there are, but say there's like 12 men and 12 women, and it's all about like making relationships without seeing each other. So you're trying to build this foundation, and they're trying to say like, is love blind? So they start off in these pods, and they kind of just keep going on these dates and see who they are making connections
With like talking, but without seeing each other.
They're not seeing each other,
Gotcha.
but they can only hear each other. But then you like propose while in the pods before you see people. And then you like get to finally meet, but you don't,
Okay.
it's not like Married at First Sight, but which obviously I love that as well. If anybody wants to talk that, I'm here for it. But with Love is Blind, they meet, and then they go kind of on a getaway, and then meet the family, and then they decide if they want to get married after that. And they have the wedding. They all go to the wedding, or the ones that like actually propose, and then like you see who says yes and who says no, and you're like, but some of these relationships, you could tell that they like want it to work, or they're trying to say things. You can just see like sabotage, self-sabotage, and like just what happens in relationships. And like,
That's a big one.
It's a big one. So it's just like, oh my God, it's a a hot mess too, but I loved it.
Love that show.
And then of course, like what everybody is also just binging, trying to find all sorts of random stuff. It looks like Nailed It became such another like big one. People have been watching it, but now everyone's like trying some dumb shit in the kitchen with like whatever they have. And Nailed It has been like a huge one that people have been binging.
The bridging success.
I saw there was a new season that got released yesterday.
Oh, see, yeah, everybody's on it, which I get it. It's like pretty great to watch. And then I haven't seen these two yet, but I know that they're big binge-worthy ones. You and Fleabag. Totally different.
Fleabag is good.
Shows.
You like Fleabag.
Fleabag, I know
Fleabag's
I
really
would love
good.
it. I just like have to watch it. I think there's only 2 seasons. Like I could
There's
bust
only,
that out.
and it's only
ASAP.
like 6 episodes in each season, and they're 20 minutes each.
Oh, I know that one's good.
You
And
can
then
watch the whole
I
thing.
just feel like everybody's talking about it, and now I just need to watch it just cause. You.
What's the matter with you?
And then Blake.
I mean,
We have to talk about it.
obviously. We're going there,
It took us on by storm.
but not before we take a break.
Enjoying something crunchy? Follow us on social media and tweet us your comments and questions at crunch_cast. We encourage you to participate and thank you for listening.
And we're back.
I'm so excited for this.
All right. Everybody has fucking seen Tiger King.
Yeah.
Literally.
Everybody has seen fucking Tiger King.
Our mother has seen those.
Everybody is making
Which I
memes
can't
about
believe.
it.
If you haven't seen Tiger King,
Go
something's
see
wrong
it.
with you.
Go see it
Something's,
right this
something's wrong with you.
Trust me,
it's
you'll
in your
binge it.
best interest to see this so that the memes make sense because they're so funny.
It's just a part of pop
That's
culture.
what everybody's talking about right now. It's been the most bingeable show
Definitely.
of the quarantine.
Whether we like it or not, Joe Exotic is stitched into the fabric of our pop culture.
He was-
the Tiger King.
He was too early to office. He should have waited a couple of more years. That was his problem. He peaked too early.
Like if this guy gets president or even governor, like I'm running for office.
He
Like,
ran for governor of Oklahoma. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of everybody's a big fan. Celebs are huge fans of the show, including Cardi B, Jared Leto, Kim Kardashian, Chrissy Teigen, and Dax Shepard, who hopes to play him in the feature movie.
Oh my God! Please tell me there's a movie.
Everyone has seen it. We are not here to talk about what you know about Tiger King already. We assume you've seen Tiger
Oh,
King.
you crazy cats and kittens.
Yeah, y'all seen this stuff.
I want to talk
Fuck
about
Carol Baskin.
what you don't know about Tiger
Ooh,
King.
I'm excited for this.
Let's first talk about Netflix's Tiger King, 9 true facts that didn't make the documentary,
Okay.
provided by Cinema Blend. First thing I want to talk about, and I knew this going in, Joe Exotic didn't write or sing all of the songs in the music videos.
Yeah, no way.
You know he didn't sing them.
When
But
that
he
shit
might
was
have.
playing, I was like, oh no way, this is good. Like this guy can sing.
It's a
And
real
then it-
country star.
And then you start hearing it, you're like, no fucking way, this guy sang this song.
No.
There is not a lot of positivity to cling to while watching Tiger King, as it is essentially a documentary about bad people doing bad things to other bad people. But one element that gets genuine appreciation is Joe Exotic's music, particularly the songs I Saw a Tiger and Here Kitty Kitty.
Ooh, my favorites. A couple of my favorites.
Even this part of Netflix series has a bit of a dark side, though, because apparently there is a fair amount of contention regarding whether or not Exotic is actually performing. Author podcaster Robert Moore says that a group called the Clinton Johnson Band is actually responsible for the popular tracks, with Exotic just singing quietly over them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You
the-
knew he was not singing.
And when you hear the production of the song, you're like, oh, that's a real band. That's a real
Yeah,
singer.
I know. It's way too good to be his, for sure.
If he's paying $2,500 a Tiger, he is not getting this kind of airtime. Like this is like $10,000 an hour kind of production. He's hawking $2,500 Tigers. Nah,
No.
shit ain't adding up.
No way.
Nothing's adding up with them.
Doc Antle's Park is still open, even during the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh my God. Of course it
Yeah,
is.
One
Am
of
I
the more
not shocked
shocking
to hear that?
details that arrives at the very end of Tiger King, and only in text form, is that Doc Antle got a visit from the police and at the end of last year. According to the documentary series, Myrtle Beach Safari was raided in December 2019, though it is not mentioned exactly why the raid happened. However, if this news makes you think that Doc Andals Park is now out of commission, think again. According to Variety, not only has Myrtle Beach Safari remained open in the months since the raid, but it's even active during the ongoing pandemic. It's thriving. Well, they're like, after all this press and after the...
Yeah, everybody wants to come see.
After the Netflix...
Oh, we're essential. Doors open.
It's hard to tell like who's the bigger hot mess, like out of all of them.
It's 3 stories that could be a movie each on their own.
Yeah, who has the best publicist is the one that looks the best.
Bigger mess.
Definitely Doc.
Here's a little bomb, just like a little tasty bomb to drop. Joe Exotic had another straight husband before John, Travis, and Dylan.
So he's got a type.
After watching Tiger King.
Oh, wow.
Many have highlighted the strange fact that Joe Exotic, an openly gay man, managed to get 2 men who identify as straight to marry him. But evidently, that's only part of the story. It's not mentioned in the documentary, but the animal hoarder actually had a 4th husband who also apparently identified as straight. One he was married to before John Finley and after his first husband, Brian Ryan, who passed away in 1991. According to New York Magazine, Maldonado Passage was also briefly married to a man named J.C. Hartpence.
Where's this guy?
Little is known about Hartpence, but he's currently in prison for a murder he committed after he and the Tiger King were divorced.
Oh, God.
I wonder if he was set up. It was the other one.
How does he keep getting... So the Tigers is how he keeps getting all these, like, straight... I just
Tigers
don't want to
and
know.
meth, baby. That's all it takes.
So Shaquille O'Neal was shown for like a brief second, and he's come out just every which way he can, just be like, I'm not friends with that guy. I don't know this man.
When
like
did that happen?
I don't know. I didn't
He
even
probably
remember
stopped
seeing
into
it.
the
But like, he
park
did.
in
He
Orlando
did. He
or
stopped in
something.
just to like take pictures and visit as
Yeah.
like a visitor. And like he has had to be like, I'm not friends with this guy. I have no business with him. Like nothing like that. But here's a fun fact. Jeff Lowe is trying to get money from Shaquille O'Neal for his new park because he's run out of funds entirely.
He's trying to get funds from anybody for his
Yeah.
new park. And how do they
Yes.
all keep making more zoos where it's like, stop doing this?
Stop making zoos.
Stop. Yeah.
Make
like,
it illegal.
breeding.
Like the government hasn't made the right steps to make this
No,
shit
you
illegal,
need to
so
step
that
in.
you can't do this.
I don't know
stuff
how there's not
anymore,
more
so-
laws for this. It didn't seem like anything I was seeing was legal. Like,
They
how...
tried a couple of times, but the right laws did not get passed.
Carol Baskin had a boyfriend after her husband's disappearance who filed a restraining order.
Well, yeah, obviously. She's like terrifying. She had that same like straight face, and they were like, "Did you kill your husband and feed him to tigers?" And she's like, "What?" And just has this like
What?
totally calm,
No.
like unfazed face, and you're like, "That just
No.
freaks me out." Like
You're crazy.
I didn't feed him to the tigers.
even OJ was like, "She totally did it."
Fed him to the ligers. One of the lingering mysteries that the internet sleuths have latched onto in Tiger King is the strange case of Carol Baskin's first husband, Don Lewis, who disappeared in August 1997, 2 months after filing a restraining order against his wife. As shown in the documentary, Baskin eventually remarried, getting together with current husband, Howard Baskin.
And how that happened, I don't know. Who'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I can't wait to marry you," like because everything went so great with your past.
What a deal.
But Robert Moore has revealed details of another relationship she had with a man named Jay Bacall. Similar to Lewis, Bacall also wound up filing a restraining order against Baskin, and in the report said that he was fearful for his life, highlighting 2 conversations that led him to believe that his girlfriend killed her former husband.
Oh yeah.
In the restraining order report,
What?
I fear for my life, and I have reason to believe, based on 2 previous conversations, that she killed her last husband.
Oh my God.
I'm
I
telling
mean-
you, I don't think it takes like a. In this has been reopened, by the way. They're
I was
revisiting
gonna say,
the case
please tell
after
me
all
this
of
case
this.
isn't
Good.
closed.
After how many people that aren't detectives like
Or like,
us?
yeah, like
How many
Like,
people that are
yeah,
couch
she
does it
did
take
it.
to be like,
crime solved. Like,
no,
And not
Carol.
will. In the will, it's like, just in case my husband disappears strangely, like...
Dies or disappears.
Yeah.
That's not worked into anybody.
Did you see
What?
the tiger food addendum? It's on page 68.
If my tigers get
there's-
hungry enough.
Yeah,
and
The
I
lawyer
need to
didn't think that was
kill-
like a little bit weird at the time. Like, oh yeah.
that's a little surprising. This is not surprising. Carol Baskin is super unhappy about how Tiger King came together.
She doesn't
shit.
like how
Carol
her
didn't
character
like
was
it.
portrayed. No way.
Carol didn't like
You
it.
did this to yourself. You could look at her in 2 seconds.
I
and
didn't
know
Killed
Sign
your
up for
husband,
that.
bitch. What do you expect?
Put that out. This fact couldn't be featured in Tiger King simply because it's a response to the completed work, but it should be noted that Carol Baskin is far from happy with how she was represented in the documentary and feels that she was misled about the series' content. Via post on BigCatRescue.org, Baskin says that she was led to believe she was participating in the Big Cat version of Blackfish.
That's exactly what we
Yeah.
said. We were like,
This is
we
gonna
feel
be
like
the-
this is like
She is-
Blackfish.
She's
for
refuted
tigers.
a selection of statements made and has attacked those who accuse her of murdering her former husband, Don Lewis. Directors Eric Good and Rebecca Chaiklin refuted those claims in the Los Angeles Times interview, saying that the documentary evolved as the story continued to
Oh, yeah,
unfold.
you go where the story
and
is,
that
okay?
Baskin wasn't coerced into talking about her personal life and backstory on camera, and that like makes
They
sense.
didn't even talk enough about it,
That-
if you ask me. I'm like, man,
that should be the whole spin-off story. Like,
Part 2.
exactly.
should
That's
be
what everybody's
Carol
talking
Baskin.
about is Carol Baskin. Like
where
Killing her.
is
Where's your
Carol's
husband?
Like, where's your husband,
where is
Carol?
he?
What
Where is
pile of tiger shit is your husband located? Just point to the general area of the tiger cage.
Here's another one. Not that surprising. This isn't earth-shaking news here, okay? Joe Exotic is absolutely loving the attention that he is getting.
I was
from
gonna
Tiger King.
be like,
He's
is
an
he just like
attention whore.
loving this right now?
Yes.
It has been like a poop parade on Prune Avenue, and I am the dang roustabout who got handed the pooper scooper. Well, let me tell you something, sir. Don't just whiz in my soup and call it minestrone, Chris Maloney.
What? What is he talking about?
No one knows what the fuck he's talking about.
No,
Never.
he's never making sense.
He's turning into Gary Busey.
While Carol Baskin isn't a fan of Tiger King documentary, Joe Exotic most definitely is. The documentary doesn't exactly paint the guy as a model citizen. It actually exposes many of his criminal activities beyond the ones that got him sent to prison.
Oh, if the whole thing was so illegal, everything he did every day, I'm like, illegal.
Yeah, I
What
killed
the
like
fuck?
a half a dozen cats. Who gives
So
a
the girl's
rip?
arm got ripped off by the tiger. I mean, she's back at work the next day, but what is
Yeah.
it bad? Is that bad?
I'm never gonna financially recover from
No,
this.
he just loved that everybody agreed that Carol killed the husband. I think that's like what he like loves the most.
Yeah,
That's what I think she did.
I totally think she did.
Not surprised at all.
She didn't sell me that she didn't. I
No-
mean,
not even a
she-
little bit.
No, she didn't
If,
even.
if anything, she would kind of
guess
cement. I was like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
just the way that she talked about it so nonchalantly. It's like, oh, so you for sure did it then. It's like, what happened?
Oh, if you really want a cat to kill you, you just put sardine oil on him.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, this is the exact way to do it.
Yeah.
This is how I would do it personally.
Well, per Eric Good, he is absolutely ecstatic about the idea of being famous. And that's going to lead us right into a complex article. Tiger King star Joe Exotic absolutely thrilled with newfound fame.
Some of it paints me to look like a chicken fried freakazoid who is crazier than downtown Encyclopedia Brown. But let me tell you this. That is just a Colonel's 12-piece bucket of deep fried bologna bags, okay?
Wow.
I am actually a very down-to-earth, pistol-packing, double-husband-having mullet man with a lot of joie de vivre and a love of America's cigarettes.
First off, speaking of like his pistol packing, they would just do so much meth and shoot stuff around that place where I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
He almost shot his mother-in-law. Like,
is that who it was? Where he's like, and they're like laughing. He's
start
like,
running, bitch. Fucking
yeah,
right
I'm
next
like,
to her feet.
illegal,
I know
illegal.
what you're thinking. Illegal, illegal. Joe Exotic insist he was wrongfully convicted and reportedly wants to use his newfound fame to advocate for criminal justice reform. This was revealed during a Los Angeles Times Q&A with the series co-directors and writers Eric Good and Rebecca Chaiklin. Joe has called me quite a few times over the last few days and weeks. One, he is absolutely ecstatic about the series and the idea of being famous. He's absolutely thrilled, Good said. I think he is trying to be an advocate for, no surprise, criminal justice reform. He is in a cage, and of course, he's going to say he now recognizes what he did to those animals. With Joe, we have to have empathy for him, but at the same time, he's someone who really knows what to say at the right moment. I take it with a big grain of salt when he says he is now apologetic for keeping animals. Chaiklin added, you can hardly talk to him without him mentioning the amount of press he's getting. He says people are asking him to see his Prince Albert and girls are sending him sexy bikini pictures even though he's gay. He's over the moon. Joe definitely did some horrible things to these animals. He is very abusive to them and he shot 5 tigers. No question about it. But what has happened to him has also been hard. Hard to have sympathy for him after he's done that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just what he admits to.
I just think they should, like,
eye.
all be in prison. Like, I just don't know how he's, like, the only one there.
We haven't even gotten to what he's actually in prison for, which was actually paying somebody to murder somebody else. Like, that's what he's in prison for. But, like, those 5 tigers. I mean, it was Carol. I mean, those 5 tigers.
And then there's Carol.
Got another one from Complex here. Joe Exotic of Tiger King files $94 million lawsuit against feds from prison.
Against the feds?
Oh, yeah. TMZ has learned that Joseph Maldonado Passage, better known as Joe Exotic, has filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Interior and U.S. Federal Wildlife Service for nearly $79 million while serving his time at Grady County Jail in Oklahoma. Exotic claims in the suit, per TMZ, that he was a victim of a malicious prosecution and discrimination because of the aforementioned agencies were allegedly responsible for stealing my property and promoting an animal rights agenda when they purposefully tried to put him out of his business by placing the generic tiger on the endangered species list. So because they put the tiger on the endangered species list, it fucked him out of business.
Oh,
Okay, you can't sue the feds for that.
yeah.
I mean,
Exotic argues that he was discriminated against because he is the only person charged with this statute because he is an openly gay male with the largest collection of generic tigers and crossbreeds. He is seeking $78,840,000, which would cover his personal property loss as well as 18 years worth of his work with tigers. He's also demanding another $15 million for being falsely arrested and imprisoned over an attempted murder plot on his enemy, Carol Baskin, an animal rights activist behind the sanctuary Big Cat Rescue, in addition to violating the Endangered Species Act for killing 5 tigers. He's serving a 22-year sentence after he was found guilty in October 2017. Exotic also claims his former business partner, Jeff Lowe, lied to investigators and planted evidence that would implicate him while alleging that another former colleague's turn as an informant contributed to the death of his mother.
wow.
That's
that
a lot
whole
to
thing
unload.
was like crazy when they were all like going at his mom and like, again, they're all doing such crazy shit. It's hard to like. I mean, so you just like became an informant. So all your I mean, when they're doing the interview with the dude in the bathtub, and it's like,
I know.
so you were the one that got hired to kill Carol, and he's like, well, you're gonna have to chat with me while I'm in the tub because I need a bath.
More important things to do right now, like wash my armpits.
I mean,
You want to talk to me? You can help me shave my armpits.
Oh my God, I'll go to school.
Okay, I'll go to school. Couple other fun facts before we move on. John Finlay, former husband, got his teeth fixed. It's a big deal.
oh, he did the one
Oh,
that
yeah,
had like
I heard.
a
Oh,
space
yeah.
between every other two.
Oh yeah, and he did an interview with David Spade, and like got
What?
dentures in. Said it was like the most painful thing ever, and yeah, it looks great. It looks
that was the
unrecognizable.
most painful thing ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Ripping your teeth out with your bare knuckles didn't hurt that bad.
Yeah, it's like, how did you lose your other teeth?
I know you just pulled them out.
He wanted to make a point to say to David Spade and to everyone he could after that came out that the pink shirt 3-groom wedding scene on the show was all Joe's idea.
Oh, we knew that. Okay.
Probably had a good idea.
The matching salmon-colored shirts. For the
I felt
three of
so
them.
bad for those guys the whole time. Like, you just know that. I mean, and what for the Tigers? You got sucked in? Like,
For
I'm
the
still.
meth. Not the Tigers were just like,
Yeah, I forgot about the math.
Can't forget about the meth thing.
yeah. Where do you think those teeth went?
Yeah. So yeah.
So there was more to the story about the
Tigers?
alligators that they didn't tell you about either. The alligators that got burned up and died in the
In the fire, yeah.
Those were famous alligators.
Really?
They came from Michael Jackson's Neverland
What?
Ranch.
They killed MJ's alligators. Well, now I really hate them.
Yeah.
I used to just
Keeps
kind of hate
getting
them
crazier
before.
and crazier.
Thought this was interesting. Doc Antle, remember the Britney Spears on stage with the big yellow
The python.
Yeah.
python? That was
Yes.
Doc Antle's. And you could even see in the video, he's on the back with a tiger in the cage. You could even see him. 2001 in MTV VMAs.
There has
way.
been so many celebrities that have all these pictures
That
of
was
all
his
of
Burmese
these
python.
animals. And all
I
the
knew
stuff
I've seen
came
that
from-
flavor saver somewhere before.
Tyler did say, I was like, this guy looks familiar.
Yeah, I know that long white ponytail and blonde flavor saver he's got
He
on
did
his
look
lower
familiar.
lip.
These two you're going to want to hear about. There could be a season 2 of Tiger King on Netflix.
Yes.
Speaking of Entertainment Weekly, Tiger King producers Eric Good and Rebecca Chaiklin said the story of Tiger King could be continued. Rebecca said, we have a crazy amount of footage, and there's still
Sure.
and the story's still unfolding.
44,000 hours left of footage to go through.
Not only that, there's another Joe Exotic TV series in the works.
Oh, God.
Before Tiger King was released on Netflix, there was already a Wondery podcast about Joe Exotic, and it was previously announced that the podcast is being made into a TV series. Deadline reports that Universal Content Productions, UCP, are adapting the podcast for television, and it's being executive produced and will star Kate McKinnon,
Yes.
Nice.
who's being cast as the role of Carol Baskin.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my God. Well, now this is just such a huge thing that I feel like
a big
anything
thing.
Tiger
a
King,
big
people are
thing.
going to watch it. I know. I'm going to keep following along.
Yeah, literally the memes are the funniest things I've ever seen.
It's some funny shit. That's not the only good stuff out there, though. And we're helping you fill up your quarantine queue. We've gone over movies, shows. Let's keep going. Let's do some documentaries and stand up.
yeah.
What
what's
you got?
another
What you
good
got, B?
documentary?
What you
There's
got?
other-
What you got?
From TV Guide. 5 docs just as crazy as Tiger King to binge right now.
Yes.
First one is called Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's
Saw
no
that.
spoiler
good.
to
Yeah,
say
that's good.
that the Fire Fest does not turn out well. You know from the start that this faux luxury, ineptly planned tropical music festival is doomed, and there's nothing quite like a front row seat to an epic train wreck. But nothing can prepare you for
crazy.
the absolute insanity at every level, from the brazen con artistry from the co-founders, to the circus of social media influencers, to the cult psychology of delusional festival workers. And after one staffer steps up to take one for the team, you'll be so intoxicated by the madness, you'll be ready to watch the other nearly as good Fry Fest documentary on Hulu. You saw that one?
Yes.
Saw it.
You saw Fire.
And I didn't know all about that until I heard here and there, but after watching, I was like, "Oh my God!" Like,
It sounded terrible,
and as all
but
the
it
people
was,
started showing up, and it just being even more and more of a nightmare. Like, I can't imagine being in that situation.
Yeah.
It'd be terrifying.
the documentary was amazing. As fast as that thing came about, I heard about it when it was supposed to be going down and people were having terrible experiences. It got washed over real fast.
Yeah.
It really did.
It got washed
Until
over.
the
They did not
documentary.
like
Yeah.
the documentary. Now we're talking about it.
Now we're talking
And
about
here
it.
we are.
Here's one I think you guys are going to like. Tickled. This is on Hulu.
Okay.
Don't let anybody spoil Tickled for you. Here's all you need to know. A TV reporter in New Zealand stumbles across something weird on the internet, as one does, and decides to do a fun news segment on the event called Competitive Endurance Tickling. His investigation quickly leads him
Love
down
it.
an increasingly dark and disturbing rabbit hole. And we'll leave it at that. The less you know going in, the better. You may pity the Tiger King, but you'll fear the Tickle King.
The tickle. Now I just need to see this and know what's happening because I just can't even imagine.
What's the song?
This one is on Hulu.
Okay.
Three Identical Strangers, also on Hulu. This one is another documentary where the less you know going in, the better. A college freshman arrives on campus and unexpectedly meets his mirror image, an identical brother he never knew existed, separated at birth. Soon a third comes out of the woodwork, and the three identical triplets become inseparable best friends. In the textbook nature-nurture dichotomy, despite vastly different families and backgrounds, the boys all share shockingly consistent personalities and mannerisms as they begin to forge their own family in adulthood. Too much has already been said, but the film's sharp left turn in a wholly bizarre and unexpected story will hurt your brain in the best possible way.
Oh, I definitely need to see this.
It's multiplicity,
I'm so
but
into
the
it.
documentary.
Three Identical Strangers on Hulu.
Can you imagine just like
Multiplicity,
going to
the
college and all of a
documentary.
sudden seeing like
True story.
your identical twin,
Is that nuts?
and then there's like
a
a
third.
third out there?
Thought we had a crazy story.
I know. I was just thinking. I'm like, man, we thought we were crazy.
Abducted in Plain Sight. This is on Netflix. A young Idaho girl named Jan Broberg, did not mean that up, dude Broman.
Dude, Jan Broberg.
Jan Broberg is brainwashed and kidnapped twice by a predatory family friend while her naive Mormon parents sit by and do worse than nothing. If you don't yell, "What is wrong with you?" at your TV at least 7 times during the series, then, well, what the hell is wrong with you? The inconceivable question at the core of this documentary is how loving parents could be able to willingly blind themselves to so many red flags. And while Jan herself is unquestionably a victim of a truly depraved man, the parents' stories unfold a way it blurs the lines between their own victimhood and their complicity. Jan takes a harrowing journey through the most extreme form of gaslighting, but her resilience finally allows her to see things clearly in retrospect.
Oh my god,
That one could be cool.
Sounds interesting.
I gotta see that one too. Even though
I know.
it's hard for me to watch anything with abduction.
You could watch McMillions. And you
I've
could watch
heard about this one.
McMillions is on HBO Now, HBO Go, and YouTube TV. We all know the long-running McDonald's Monopoly sweepstakes game promised anybody could order a Big Mac and become a millionaire. In truth, a massive crime ring had the entire game rigged in one of the most unbelievable fraud schemes of all time.
What?
Sure, it's interesting learning how the criminals created the plan in the first place, how they looped so many people into the scam, and how they got away with it for so long. But the real kick is the FBI agent at the center of the investigation, Doug Matthews, a junior desk agent who longs for something more glamorous than yet another white-collar crime. Although having zero training in undercover fieldwork, Matthews carpes the DM to live out his fantasies of being an awesome spy, masterminding cockamamie undercover schemes more befitting to Mission Impossible than McDonald's.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's got my attention.
Yeah.
McMillions.
Everybody did like the McDonald's Monopoly for a second.
I knew that shit was a scam. Like,
I mean,
you're gonna charge $1 for a burger, but you're gonna give me
Well,
a
no,
million bones.
they
Like,
scammed. They found a way to scam McDonald's.
Oh, it
McDonald's
wasn't
got
They
scammed.
scammed the game. These guys scammed the game. They rigged the game.
oh yeah, I gotta see it.
Good.
We didn't get scammed; they got scammed.
Ooh, I'm getting tingles.
So you didn't bone.
They didn't
I
bet.
didn't bone.
You saw, or you have a good documentary to recommend
Yeah,
as well.
I
One
actually
you keep hearing about.
I don't even know. I think it like just started coming out, and I don't even know that much about it. But it's called "How to Fix a Drug Scandal," which says everything I needed to.
Sold.
Yeah,
Into
done, done and done.
Hit me with some stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, if you need some laughs after all this like craziness, Tyler and I we've been watching a lot of good stand-up specials. These are must-sees and our favorites. Dave Chappelle, The Age of Spin.
So good.
If you haven't yet, you've got to see it.
Got to see that. That was very good.
One of Tyler's favorites, Bert Kreischer.
Definitely
Hey,
one
Big
Tyler's
Boy.
That was,
Birdie, birdie, bird.
seen a lot of Bert. Have not seen that. Was that one good?
It was good.
That's his newest one.
Is it
isn't
worthy?
Newest one just came out. Yeah, it's worthy
Worthy. Okay.
for sure. It's good an hour.
Just you.
Great hour.
Tom Segura, Ball Hog.
So funny.
I think
So funny.
it's better than Birdie Birds. It's
So
intellectually a little bit smarter as far as how it's put together.
Classic, Richard Pryor, live in concert.
If you haven't seen
I'm so
some
glad you put
Richard
that on
Pryor,
there. Even if you had seen some
I think
Richard
it's on
Pryor.
Netflix right now.
throw it
need to
up.
see it.
The
You need to have-
grandfather of comedy.
Yeah.
You know what this quarantine needs? little more
A
Richard
little more
Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
20% more Richard Pryor.
Definitely. Mark Maron, End Times Fun.
Okay. You saw that one?
Yeah, he knows what's up. He knows how to put together a special.
A good
Haven't seen that.
special.
Okay.
Yeah, he's seasoned veteran. If you don't know Mark Maron, he's a New York comic. He's great.
Okay. Get
Again,
into
there's
that.
a lot out there, but these are just some of like the top faves for sure. Anthony Jeselnik, Thoughts and Prayers.
I often
love that
think
one.
every situation, what would Anthony do?
I love that one. It doesn't get old. I love
No,
that.
you could definitely watch that one time and time again.
That's a classic.
Eliza Schlesinger, Elder Millennial.
Pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good special.
I've seen that one.
Liked it.
Elder
that one.
Millennial. That's
She's
just
funny.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Donald Glover, Weirdo.
Have not seen that one. I saw
You haven't
it.
seen Donald Glover's special?
No.
That it was a young Donald Glover. I think even before he was a Childish Gambino, talking about
Maybe I have.
going to Home Depot with like his adopted brother. No,
No, that's not ringing any bells.
It's awesome.
Well, either way, I should check that out.
Yeah, we
One
love
of
Donald Glover.
One of my favorites.
Oh, get into that.
One of my favorites.
And Nikki Glazer, Bangin'.
Love Nikki.
I love Nikki. She's always funny. Oh, one of my other favorites, Wanda Sykes.
Amazing.
Not normal.
Wanda's funny.
Amazing.
I love everything Wanda Sykes does, and this is hilarious. And last, Hannah Gadsby, Nanette. So funny.
Everybody's talking about that being
It's like
the best
top of the
stand-up
list,
special for the
actually.
last
Really?
couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
Australian
good.
stand-up.
Really good, really funny. So
time to get
definitely
weird on that.
Yeah, you need some like laughs and need some good stand up in your life. Those are like the first specials you need to see.
That is successfully filling up a quarantine queue.
That's a good queue.
Movies, shows, stand-up, documentaries.
You're
Yeah.
at least
What's
good until next Friday, and we got some.
Yeah.
good stuff coming for you.
Next week we'll have some more stuff for you.
Yeah, we'll have some more stuff. Well, could not be more excited for this. We saved the best for last here. And we're going to turn it over
Yes.
for Tyler for another long-waited round.
Been so ready for
Of-
this.
What'd you do, man? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do, man?
What'd you do?
I can't
This is
wait
very
to play some
fitting
What'd You
after
Do.
some of the stuff we've talked about now.
After, Tiger King's, and he's caged. Let's talk about
Who else is in the
Who else
box?
got caged?
to the round of You've Been Caged.
In a whole different meaning.
So as before, I'm going to show you a mugshot of a perp, and you have to use your best judgment skills to tell me, what'd you do?
Okay.
What'd you do?
What'd you do, man? What'd you do, lady? The first
Oh, okay. It's first one here.
first perp.
She's pretty.
She's very pretty.
Oh.
Oh, I like her. Okay, we're looking at.
But she definitely looks like
we're
she was
looking
up
at
to
like
something.
a thugged out. Is she Latina or is she Asian, Blair?
I'm
It's
not
hard to
sure
tell from here.
actually. But she's beautiful.
Yeah,
she's got long dark
gorgeous.
hair.
I think she's Latina, and
She could be 15 different ethnicities, really. She's like she's a unicorn.
She's beautiful. She looks like she's a model. I mean, dark skin, dark hair, gorgeous.
but she's
But
definitely
she's like
thugged
got
out.
the brows that like she's you don't mess with this bitch.
Yeah,
too.
she didn't get busted for loitering. I'm thinking,
Oh, this is hard. Debit card fraud?
Ooh, I like that. That's a nice one. White collar.
no, this girl, although very sexy, I'm going thugged out. She beat the shit out of somebody. I'm going like battery.
She didn't have a mark scratch on her.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's
She-
I just think
badass.
she won,
I
like
think
hands down.
I think she beat the shit out of somebody,
Potential arson.
potentially her husband.
She could have burned a place down.
That's Angela Coates, 2014, and she was nominated the world's hottest mugshot at the time.
I'd agree. She's hot.
She's definitely hot.
She's pretty damn hot.
Okay, what'd she do?
Disorderly conduct. She was like drunk somewhere, acting a fool.
Oh, okay.
So she's famous for her hotness.
Just because she's hot.
Just because she's hot.
So she got a little too drunk, a little, And she's not used to hearing no or being told she can't do something. So she
she's like,
doesn't know where
I'm
the
gonna
line
make my
is to
mugshot hot as
cross.
fuck.
Look at me. My name is Angela. I knew what I want.
All right, so we took it way too far on that one.
Yeah, we overthought it.
So she did not burn a place down, or
Number 2, do you guys
Is
recognize
that-
this fellow?
No.
is that Keanu?
Is that Mr.
I did not do it.
I am totally not guilty.
That is
Officer.
not
This is like young
mine.
Keanu Reeves. How old is he here? What did he do?
1993, Keanu. What could have
He-
Mr. Reeves have done?
Did he just like steal something stupid?
No, he could have only had like a doobie in a sock. Like
You think it's maybe just drugs?
You smell like weed, sir.
Yeah, for
I-
sure.
Always
Joe.
smell like weed.
I could definitely. It's a drug charge.
It's got to be drug charge.
DUI in
Oh.
LA 1993. He got a Dewey. Guess what? He wasn't one charged though. He's fine.
He's fine. He got off.
Yeah, he got off.
He went and devil's advocate with his lawyer.
Nobody's gonna charge Keanu.
So like, dude, you're cool. Just like
It wasn't
go
you
ahead.
driving, right? It wasn't you, right?
didn't
It
do
was
it.
your friend,
You
right?
didn't do it.
It wasn't
Totally
you.
didn't do it. Number 3.
Okay. Ooh, another cute one.
What'd you do?
That looks kind of like
What'd you do?
a Sarah Hyland.
She does. She looks like Sarah Hyland from Modern Family.
She looks cute, innocent, and too young to be in jail. We're looking at a young white girl that looks like she just got
She
out
kind
of
of looks like a model too. Like
that just came out of her like third period. Junior.
see, but I bet
junior
this
year.
girl burned a place down.
This girl.
Like arson style?
I'm going art. I mean, I was way off with our previous girl.
No, she looks a little crazy too. Although she's very cute, I'm going like stalking. I think she was like
Oh.
Ex-boyfriend did
stalking
her
the
wrong.
Yeah.
See,
she's-
and I think that she burned his place down after stalking.
You're going back to arson.
Yeah.
Her
Or
ex-boyfriend
lit
had
all
like
the
a
shit.
10-inch hog, and she's never gonna be able to find that fucking hog again anywhere else. So
She's upset.
She got busted for hog stalking.
hog stalking. She's a hogger.
This has to be it.
You guys are both wrong. Alyssa Bathrick, in 2014, she is 18 years old.
She's young.
18.
She's already had several drug charges at this time, multiple arrests. This is probably
Damn,
number
multiple?
4 or 5 at this time.
Jeez. Fuller.
You're too cute. Stop
Easy
doing
on
the
the
drugs.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a good one.
Man, we definitely took that one too far. Not hog stalking. I can't even say that with a straight face.
What y'all know about hog stalking?
What? Mick Jagger?
Y'all know Mick Jagger?
That's a young Mick.
It's a
That
very
is-
young Mick.
That is a young Jagger.
I
What'd you
mean-
do, Mick?
See, that could definitely be a drug
See, that-
situation.
What are you doing in here?
It's got to be drugs or
I
alcohol.
want to go drugs.
Maybe he like bashed up a hotel room, got busted for
Being a rock star?
yeah,
Again, or just like stole something stupid. Like some people just.
2 counts of being a rock star.
How do you plead? Fucking guilty, man.
I'm going hard drugs.
Yeah, it's got to be something drugs.
You're both correct.
Yes. Okay.
Mick
fine.
Jagger, in
Lit.
1967, was charged with meth charges.
Oh.
Wow.
He eventually appealed those charges, was never charged.
Never charged.
Yeah. It
wow.
didn't stick.
All these celebs get off so easy.
He's chill. It didn't stick.
Didn't stick.
Meth. Nick and the meth?
It's a hell of a drug.
What about this
Wow. Okay.
This guy looks like
This guy
Steve-O's,
is so
like,
clean cut. This is
crazier
a
older brother.
white guy in his 20s with the biggest shit-eating grin you've ever seen. He's clean cut. He has like the
No, this guy's
biggest
done
smile.
something fucked up. I don't
and he
trust
did
that
something
smile at
so
all.
fucked up. Like so fucked up.
I don't know if it's like a hate crime. I don't know
Yeah, I
if
think you're on
it's
the right I think you're on the right path. Like
Hate crime. Wow.
cyberbullying.
Could have been.
Cyberbullying.
He's fucked. I don't trust that face at all. I don't know. Maybe he was like diddling kids or something.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Or
He-
child
I don't-
abandonment,
yeah.
child
He looks way too happy.
I bet he had a crazy childhood, so now he's just like, he definitely looked like he was on some drugs. That smile, no.
What do you think?
Hate crime on drugs.
I'm
Diddling girls.
I'm gonna split the eights and go hate crime on drugs. I'm going indecent exposure.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Running naked through the streets.
That face says, "Take a look at my peen."
Yeah, it does. It's like,
See, yeah.
these
he
drugs
was
got
doing
me too
something.
hot.
Yeah.
I gotta take these clothes off.
That smile.
After the bath salts, he got naked and ran over all over the place, shaking himself to everybody.
You're both wrong. He robbed a thrift store.
He robbed.
If you're gonna rob
Really?
something,
You're robbing a thrift
maybe
store?
not a thrift store is the best idea if you're trying to make any kind of money.
It's
You're
funny.
not getting a lot of bang for your buck there.
Robin Thicke had to go rob the thrift store.
Definitely way off on that one.
What did she do?
Ooh.
This little gothic girl.
This girl looks like
What
the
does this
same
young
age as a
lady
super
do?
cute 18-year-old on drugs. This one is so gothed out, pale as shit, black eyeliner, black lipstick.
Just
Super-
black coming all the way down her face. She looks like she's like been a
Super
part of
young.
like witchcraft.
Super gothy. I'm going tax evasion.
Oh, yeah. Man, this is a
See,
tough
I would think
one.
she would be like theft or shoplifting, like
Conspiracy.
solicitation.
Conspiracy.
Solicitation.
It's like she's trying to sell that
She's
booty.
selling that
Selling-
gothic look.
No, I think it's into some like witchcraft thing that she took too far. That's like,
No, solicitation with a drug use piggyback.
What if I told you she was a high school freshman?
oh gosh.
She's like 15.
18-year-old Susie Lopez.
Is it an 18-year-old freshman?
Yeah. She brought
It's like a-
weapon to school. Can't do that. Can't do that. But
I'm
I
not
mean,
surprised at
It's
all.
like a Channing Tatum
It's
movie.
part of her witchcraft.
18-year-old freshman, like
if you're an 18-year-old
Yeah,
freshman,
I'm most shocked that she's an 18-year-old freshman.
you better bring a weapon to school because you're gonna get some bullying. It's gonna happen.
She brought a knife to school.
Something more like a gun. Who knows?
Oh, jeez.
Blake, I know you're a fan of
Oh.
this young lady right
that's
here.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Is that Michelle Rodriguez?
God, she looks
Oh,
hot,
not
too.
my girl.
She doesn't look terrible in her
Oh,
mugshot.
she looks great.
No one pulls off
Well
that just
rested.
fit look better than she does. She's
She's such a badass. I bet she kicked somebody's ass.
she
I
had to
feel
kick
like
the
she
shit
knocks
of
you
her.
out before you come, though.
Assault.
Like she totally
You could
just
only hope.
I bet she like punched a cop in the face or something after they like told her something that she
It's
didn't want to hear.
drinking, fighting, or drinking with fighting, or fighting with drinking. Drinking over fighting.
One
or
of the
fighting.
above.
Yeah.
There was some sort of battery, assault, something.
Yeah, Blake's closer on this one.
What?
At that point in 2007, she got 6 months for her third DUI.
Ooh.
Michelle.
Michelle.
I kind of wanted her just to kick somebody's out. Like she's so good that made you think that like, no,
She probably did on the inside.
yeah.
On that third strike, she probably
She
did
just
a
hadn't
little-
gotten caught for it. My girl.
I got something for that ass. How about this gentleman here?
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
okay. This
This
is clearly
guy's
meth.
hair. Is that?
This is a white guy. It looks like scars all over his face. Super
He's
skinny. He's got
mean
a little bit of
looking.
hair on top. Definitely
He's got some ears on him.
white supremacist.
Oh, definitely hate
He's
crime.
got that look.
No matter what, there's meth involved.
He looks like he hates somebody.
100% hate crime.
It's 100% meth.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Meth and a hate crime?
I'm going probation violation for a meth crime.
You guys have been like terrible cops. This guy had expired plates.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. He just had some
Why
expired
are we so
plates.
judgy?
Y'all profiling motherfuckers over here, just like, oh,
you
that
know he
guy.
low key is doing
Pull him
so
over.
much hate crime.
He definitely killed somebody.
If I was a cop, I would have pulled him over for driving correctly. I would have been like, you're doing something wrong.
What are you
just see it
actually
under-
doing?
You're driving way too normally. Something's weird here.
Wow. I feel awful about myself.
Guess who definitely broke the law more than that last guy?
Khloe Kardashian.
Is that who that is?
that. Yeah, this is before all
before pre-surgery
surgeries
God.
and the weight loss, and then the
What did
surgeries after
she-
the weight loss.
Oh.
I forgot what the human looked like under there, underneath all that.
There's something controlling
I feel
those
like
bag of bones.
I do actually. I forgot what she did, but I feel like it was even like on the show that she went to jail,
Disorderly conduct.
or was it something with like a DUI? It might be
Child porn.
definitely
Most
not.
likely.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I gotta say just like a DUI.
Dewey.
Dewey and
Not disorderly conduct. Then yeah, probably the old-fashioned Dewey.
the good old fashioned Dewey.
With all the celebs, it's like drugs or alcohol.
You're both half right. This is a probation violation due to a Dewey.
Okay, that's
See,
it.
I threw in my probation violation on the last one. Wasted the good
You already
surprise on
used
him.
your probation violation. Forget all these celebs that have been locked up.
Here's one more celeb for you.
No.
Is that Chris Tucker?
What you think you're doing, man? Chris Tucker.
He
you
used
get busted
that
for, man?
mouth to get himself in trouble, I bet.
He was talking shit. too
Oh,
much
he was
shit.
definitely talking shit and said something to the wrong person.
It's either extortion or embezzlement. I can't make up my mind.
But you think he's like money talks?
Definite wire fraud.
Um,
No, I bet this one's like
I'm thinking
disorderly
drugs.
conduct.
I'm thinking drugs.
I think he was just talking shit to the wrong person. And
You think he took a whiz in the wrong place?
Is he showing a schmeck out there to the public when he shouldn't have been?
No.
No, he didn't.
Disorderly conduct for me.
Both wrong.
Whoa.
Way wrong. So wrong. Couldn't even be more wrong.
What did Chris Tucker do?
110 miles an hour in his Bentley. That's what he did.
Oh. You
Why
can't
am-
do that?
Why am I?
If you're Chris Tucker, you think you could.
Why am I not surprised?
Damn. I know.
I've seen this gentleman around town, I feel like.
Oh, is that a Patriots tattoo?
It
This
is
guy's
a
got
Patriots
This
tattoo.
looks like Gronkowski's like crazy uncle.
Yeah.
crazy
like,
skinhead uncle.
Yes.
With
Crazy eyes.
a Patriots logo.
Whatever
tattooed
other
in the side
tattoo on
of
his
head.
forehead.
Riddle, which I believe is a helmet brand. Riddle.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
Rydell.
Rydell. Riddle, Rydell, tomato.
Is he in for conspiracy?
He's, ooh, I don't trust this guy.
It's got to be theft or something.
I'll give you this. He's
stole
from
something.
Florida. He's a Patriots fan from Florida.
He's head of a pyramid scheme. Isn't
See, what kind of sicko are you?
What kind of a monster?
Down in Florida, you're not
And
even
this
a
was
fan.
pre-
Maybe some like vandalism, like putting a huge
That's a good
Patriots
guess. That's a good guess.
something all over
I'm all
Florida.
over that.
That's a good
I'm gonna
guess.
go vandalism.
I am going to like piggyback that.
He's got
as
it all
hard as
over
I
his
can.
head. He's gonna be putting Patriot shit somewhere.
Little carrot here. This guy had no idea that Tom Brady was going to be coming down to Tampa Bay at any point. He lives in Florida.
Now Brady.
Oh my god.
What
What'd
did he
he
do?
What'd he do?
Synthetic marijuana charge. He bought some fake drugs down at the old head shop.
That was it.
That's it.
He bought. Why would he buy fake weed?
At least get the good stuff.
Have some class. Get busted with your weed.
Let's get through chronic. Jesus, man.
It's not
Man,
good for you.
I really thought I was on it there. No. Matthew McConaughey.
All right. What'd I do?
Wow.
What'd you do, man?
There ain't ladies
That
locked
face,
up here
too?
tonight.
Yeah.
Underage ladies.
There's no way he did anything like too crazy. Again, it's hard not to go like immediate drugs, or he was probably smoking.
Glad to be locked up.
I feel like he
here.
was definitely smoking a doob somewhere.
When are we gonna take my shirt off?
You're both on to something there.
He got naked in public.
And smoked a doob somewhere.
Ooh. He got naked in public, smoked a doob, and played the bongo.
What? Blake, we're amazing.
That is
Makes
the
up for
coolest
all
thing
the
to get
terrible
arrested
guesses we've
for
already
ever.
made.
You guys are good at this.
If you're gonna get arrested and have a mugshot, like that is what you should be arrested
you know, because
for.
he doesn't even like feel bad about it. He's like, yeah, I got naked and played some bong.
Yeah, in a drum circle. Go fuck
like,
yourself.
That's like the most interesting man in the world story. Like, you ever been arrested? Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just once, you know.
I can't believe we like nailed it so well.
Got it. Totally killed
Proud
that.
of us on that one.
I don't have this gentleman's name, but I've just called him Ginger Beaker.
This looks like Carrot Top's little
He
brother.
looks like Beaker, is what he looks like.
Like the Muppet Baby Beaker.
He's angry, and he definitely looks like he did something fucked up.
Ginger male
He has these
version.
like white eyebrows. He has this like scary look in his eyes. With
Yeah,
this like
he could be an Oompa Loompa.
red hair bowl cut. Oh man.
Harassment?
With those eyebrows, I mean,
He
sky's the limit.
killed somebody.
He killed somebody?
I think he killed somebody.
Ginger rage?
Or like abducted somebody.
I'm going more along the lines of like racketeering, like a RICO case. No, I'm going
smart crime?
That
I don't
face.
I'm going with harassment.
Harassment's a good one.
Murder
Full
or
on first
manslaughter.
degree.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, Ginger Beaker, aka Paul Steven, broke into his ex-landlord's home, attacked him, stole his fucking car.
Wow.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you could tell he was pissed.
Classy
like,
move.
He is angry in that photo. He's just looking down.
Oh, you love your car? Is that right? Not anymore.
I'm
Because
gonna
it's
fucking
fucking
take
mine.
It's gone.
Finally, this gentleman right here, you might recognize.
Mike Tyson.
You don't fuck with me, Mike Tyson.
What did
I like how
Mike
his tongue's
do?
out in his mugshot.
He's like, hey,
Hey,
y'all.
man, I'm just going to be ridiculous. I'm enjoying my time here.
Did you take the picture already? Can I get another one?
Can I get a 5x7 for my wallet?
Aggravated assault.
He
His
hit
hands are
someone.
weapons. Like you punch anybody or anything.
He doesn't
He hit a
gotta
woman.
go hit somebody.
He hit a woman, didn't he? Didn't he get already in trouble for that?
Oh, yeah.
Rape charge?
He got in
See,
trouble for that.
assault or yeah.
I think it was like a rape charge or
Oh no.
like beating up a woman. Well, no, that's tattoo. That's tattoo face.
Post-tattoo face.
That is not young
He's already
Mike.
been to prison once.
Yeah, that's not young Mike. That is. Ooh.
I'm
maybe-
still gonna say assault.
Aggravated assault. Drinking.
Or is this like another probation violation?
I think so. Maybe a Dewey.
This one hits close to home because he got a Dewey for doing drugs and alcohol in Old Town Scottsdale
What?
in 2006.
I wonder if that's when he came and I got shoved down that flight of stairs.
Oh,
Did he get in trouble that night?
I'm wondering, like not then, but maybe later.
Later on his way home,
Wow,
you got him a Dewey. Indirectly.
that karma.
Sorry, Mike.
man.
We still love you.
God, that was a good one.
That was good.
That was good.
Well, this has been
Thanks for playing, y'all.
another episode of Something Crunchy.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
Be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
Do we have any more trash I could take out? You need anything to throw out? Recycle bin? We definitely could do the recycle bin.
More trash.